Zoo is definitely not gonna respond to you. He not fucking with you. He don't know what the fuck to do with that shit, bro.
Bro,
It's
I
like
was
disemboweled, bro.
sometimes I wake up and I'm like, maybe today, maybe
Yeah.
today he'll say something.
Man, I just want to come over here and shoot the shit with you, bro. And as you know, I've been aware of you for the longest, dog. But um, I know this UK US shit just has everybody attention right now, man. So it'd be dope, for both of us to take advantage of it, bro, to get shit back out there. And I seen you trending again because of all the conversation and whatnot. So it's a dope pocket.
Yeah. I mean, I put a comment out on your video and I genuinely meant it, man. Like, watching how I've been received by the major reactors in America has just given me like such a good sense of belief, because you got to imagine, like, after I don't want to say the UK turned its back on me, but most of the audience that appreciate me, they get more in their feelings than I do about it, because they know that they always feel like I should be appreciated more. And I don't want to be the guy to say it.
Yeah,
It's just what
it
I
just
hear
is
the
what it
most.
is.
It's like, yeah, you're not appreciated enough, you're underappreciated, you're underrated. But that made it kind of hard for me to have that consistent, like, just keep going for it, keep going for it, not giving up. And I've never been the one to quit. I've always made music. It's just always been a bit think demoralizing in a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's being honest with you, man.
You mean
But
demoralizing in the sense that you're not getting the attention you feel you deserve, or just
I
it's
just
like
think
an
when,
uphill battle
yeah,
for you?
I think it's hard because I've been I've been very much appreciated at points in my career. And because the more people find out about me, the more they see my nature, it doesn't doesn't gel well with everyone. Sometimes it's like, I like to say, like, holding up a mirror to ourselves, and some people don't like what they see, and rather than reflect, they rather deflect, and they say this guy's irrelevant, this guy's trash, or I don't like this guy's music. And I don't think you can ever say that, but it's one of them where I I've always continued to put out music, and I think where it's been quite close to the mark, close to the bone, I've called out this person, I stand up for my beliefs in this on this section of things. And it's just made it difficult for me to, like, navigate my way around music, because I've spent so much time criticizing the industry, criticizing the media, criticizing how we glorify celebrity culture and the worship of excess, and how we are as people. It's like I say, like holding up that mirror to ourselves. And sometimes the truth's hard to swallow, and it's just better off to, like, block it out. And I think that's what's kind of happened, as well as the issues I've had with certain figures in the game, like certain people. I think it's just been easy for people to kind of, like, block me out. But I've always appreciated this core fan base that I've always had. And I'm just very lucky, because most people would just fizzle out. But where my music's so raw and so passionate and so true to who I am, it resonates with people that I think on a timeless level, where they'll always keep coming back to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that it's just the time that we're in right now too, and I'm sure you're aware of that, man. Like, we're
Mm,
living a very superficial, commercial, clout chasing time, and I just know from my knowledge of you, you don't fit at all in that mold that is posed for virality and trendiness, because you are often holding a mirror up to society. And I can relate to that as well, man, because I'm always speaking on things that are not
yeah.
uh
I know I didn't know this about your channel before, because I'd obviously watched a lot of your reaction videos to hip hop stuff. But then
mhm.
when I dug into the vaults recently, I was like, oh, he's standing on so much business. I was like, you're
Yeah,
really talking, like, you, and it's not. And I can imagine that you can see the response and reflection in maybe how it's monetized, or maybe how it's how the algorithm treats them specific videos.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
way harder to break them
It's
videos.
definitely a difficult road, man, and it's not for the weak
Yeah,
at all. But
yeah, for sure.
that's just what separates us from everybody else. Because I mean, I own it, and I really take, I guess, pride in the
Mm,
difficulty in the path because
mm.
that makes it much easier. When you know when it's hard, you know you're doing something right.
Of
And like,
course, of course. As I grow more as a man, I realize this path of least resistance isn't the path I want to choose.
yeah,
I've tried to make my life about that before, and it always makes problems for me later. Whenever I choose the path of most resistance and I face my challenges head on, I reap so much more benefits. I become stronger, and that lasts longer. And it might be a longer journey, but it's a stronger journey for me. So
absolutely,
and it's
absolutely.
not like we've just jumped on this bandwagon now, because there is a line in the sand these days. There are people that are just one side or the other, and I think majority of people that, maybe it's just because we're on this side of the fence anyway, so we're hearing it and we're seeing it, and our algorithms or our people are catering to us. But it seems to me there's a lot of people that are just bored and tired and ready for change.
Has this always been the motive for you since you stepped into hip hop? Were you always truth seeking and the whole that was always the agenda for you, or was it something that shifted
I
in
mean,
regard?
I'd say early on, no, but I'm talking really early on, when I just picked up the pen and I was just doing it because, it was drawing attention, and that's what everyone was doing. And my love for hip hop, my love for rap, and I was trying it out and I was figuring out who I was. And I thought I could rap like 50 Cent and make stuff
Hmm.
up about, like all that
Yeah,
type
all
of,
the bullshit.
what I mean? But I had people around me who would come and visit me in my situation, and
How long ago was this? Like around what age or what year?
I should have still been in secondary school,
Okay.
but
So
my
what's
attend
secondary school in UK, like high school?
high school, yeah. So
Okay.
that's what you'd call high school. Um, yeah. So I should have been attending high school, but it was one of them where my family situation was kind of separated. Like, everyone was doing their own thing,
Hmm.
and I was kind of like the youngest of all my siblings. So I've got six siblings. I'm the youngest. My mother was away. My father was not far away, but he was doing his other thing, like a little bit, literally just a few blocks away, like a few streets away.
Hmm.
So I had a lot of time spending in my family home, which they managed to buy when I was a kid. So when I should have been going to school, I didn't really have to attend school. So I spent a lot of time at home, just being obsessed with the music. We're always writing music, always listening to music, and I got involved with just the local community and people in my area, and made a few friends that would come around, and they'd see my situation, they'd hear about the lyrics that I was rapping. And I think the turning point was when a good friend of mine was like, "Yo, the things you're talking about are crazy, because you should just be rapping about your situation." Like, he's looking at my situation that I'm in and saying, like, you should be writing about this. You should be
Yeah.
writing about the fact you got no heat, and you got no electric, you got no food in your cupboards, you got holes in the floor, there's no running water. Like, you're living in extreme poverty right now. You got no family around you to like support you, and you're
Hmm.
16 years old. Like, that's what you should be talking about in your raps. And I thought, he's got a point. Like, so then this guy ended up becoming my manager for a short period of time. So he come round the next day, and I'd wrote this song, and it was about this stuff, and I could see the excitement but also the emotion in him, where it kind of resonated with his story. And then it clicked. I was like, this is the power in the truth, and the power in being honest and authentic, because it really transcends music and vibrates on a real spiritual level, like, without getting too much of a like hippie sounding guy. But
Yeah,
it
no, I'm with you.
reaches people differently, and it hits them. And you know it really creates that relationship between the artist and the listener, where it's deeper than music. You form
Hmm.
a real connection. And I think that's why I'm lucky to still be doing music today, even with the fact that my back's been up against the wall of the industry the whole time.
So around what point in your career did like the shift happen? And I don't know, was it a conscious effort to go against the grain, knowing you what you'd be up against if you went this route with hip hop, or was it something that just blackballed you right off top?
Maybe it's just the way it went. Maybe it's always like it was always s- something greater just pushing me in this direction, and I'm grateful for it.
Mhm.
I'm grateful that it's always ended up like this. But I'm very I'm very firm in my beliefs, and I'm quite empathetic, and I at the time I was quite reactionary to a lot of things. So it wouldn't take much for me to be like, hey, that's not right, I'm calling that
Mhm.
out. Whereas most people would just
What
let it
was the
slide.
what was the I guess what was the first thing that, or do you remember? 'Cause I'm pretty sure you've called a bunch of shit out and ruffled feathers the entire time on the way up, man. But
I
what
mean,
was
yeah.
like the first thing that, or can you even remember the first thing that you addressed that you know
Mm. I
rubbed people
mean,
the wrong way?
I think the one of the big things, and everyone knows, is the Tim Westwood situation.
Mm.
And then also one of the first things was the censorship that I faced at the BBC when I done my
Oh,
first bar in the booth.
with the
And
whole Palestine situation, right?
of course, and instead of it sort of blocking the message, it did amplify it. So they did shoot themselves in the foot slightly. Like it did
Absolutely.
amplify the message like tenfold. But then
Hmm.
I started realizing the level of censorship. I started calling out uh that kind of stuff. But I've always been in these circles, and I think that's is again. I just got to be grateful that that's the direction that the higher powers have pushed me in. It's put me on this path, and I've ended up in these circles, and I've ended up with these people that are conscious and revolutionary in their music, and I'm just lucky to be part of that circle there, because it's like
Hmm.
a different it's like a different part, a different side to hip hop over it.
Yeah. So what? I mean, I'd imagine the trendiness of this fucking. Well, let's get back to that for a brief second though. Like as
Mhm.
far as the whole UK versus um American things, I did see your video. I even I put it in one of my videos too, where you were giving your thoughts about the whole
Yeah,
skeptic
yeah,
situation
yeah.
and how it
Mhm.
you didn't like what the messages sent through
As I
for
say,
hip
like
hop.
I'm a passionate person, and
Yeah,
when these situations arise, I tend to speak from what I believe is my highest truth. Like,
yeah,
and I think that's what really rubs people the wrong way. Like
yeah.
I've said a lot of things about a lot of situations, a lot of times in our culture's history of UK hip hop, and it just seems to be whenever I say it, like people get really mad.
Did you get a bunch of clapback for that video?
Not that particular video, and that was surprising to me because I thought people would. And it was actually one time I looked at the timeline, and they completely agreed with me. So I was like, oh, this is where my idea of maybe there's a shift coming, because people are starting to agree with the things I have to say.
So what do you think about everything at this point, though? I mean, despite how you think it makes UK hip hop look, do you think it's like a anything positive about it at all, as far as just bringing the
The hip,
attention to it?
um,
I know.
where are the intentions? I feel like, where are the intentions coming from? Are
Hmm.
they pure?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, I can perceive hip hop to be a lyrical martial art. I
Hmm.
think combat with lyrics is always been important to the grassroots of rap, and where it comes from. It's like part of honoring rap as a skill. It's like honoring every part of it. And man, I grew up watching battles. I
Hmm.
love For me, it helped me like develop my skills, watching artists like Disaster, watching artists like Shotty Horror,
Hmm.
watching some of the best battlers, Murder Mook, Loaded Lux. I mean, I could go on forever.
Yeah.
Like hearing these people, and they're battling each other, but it's creating like more and more artists that are developing themselves. So I think it is a good example of a of lyrical display, I guess. So there's so much benefits, I think, to it. I never really am into it when it's forced or fake, or, and it, again, I much prefer two people to get in a ring and box rather than handle their differences outside on a street where people could get hurt and families can get torn apart. And it's the same with the battle rap culture. And to me, it's just always been part of the competitiveness of hip hop and grime as well, because grime is not even, in my opinion, like a sub genre of hip hop. It's more of a sub genre of what we had UK garage and drum and bass MCing and garage MCing, which is more less serious. I mean, the artists are still serious. They're still involved in some serious stuff behind the scenes and that, but their music is all about one-liners. It's not about
No
what hip hop is
substance.
about. Yeah, it's not about the multi-syllabics and the metaphors and the punchlines and the schemes and the setups and the wizardry behind it. It's about, like, it's the difference between watching a battle like Shotty Horror versus Arsenal and, like,
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the pen game battles that they do
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
UK.
yeah,
They're very different. Like, but there you
yeah,
have the grime battles and the hip hop battles. But I think that's why grime artists always kind of understood the assignment. We're grime, this is what we do, and we created this thing, and we're known for it, and it has its place, and it's important. And but this is what we do. And that's why I thought, when it got into the idea of like grime artists calling out UK American hip hop acts, I just thought these are lines that shouldn't be blurred.
yeah.
Like, with this, they're two completely different things. But fair play. If Skepta wants to test his penmanship against American artists, he's well within his right to do what he wants. I just think sometimes I see things and assume things, and what I took from the whole actions of Skepta's behavior is he doing that because he genuinely cares about the UK and wants to show America that the UK's got penmanship? Because on one hand, I think America does respect the UK's penmanship, because we have got the Shotty Horrors. They have gone to America. They have even battled some of the best American artists, and American battle rappers who are some of the best regard Shotty Horror as one of the best.
Thanks.
There's so much respect for the Giggses, the Akalas, the Low Keys, the Wretch 32s. I've seen enough content that comes out of the USA to know that there's a lot of respect there. So on one hand, I think, is it about this, or is it that old fighter mentality where you're sort of feeling like not irrelevant? But I can't say it's irrelevant. He's got a lot of relevance, but does he feel like he's relevant? Because sometimes there's the illusion he talked about now, and when you have all these new generations, a whole different sound, you could get caught in the headspace of, is my sound going to go out of fashion? Do I need to do things to keep my name alive? Or, and that's just a wild assumption. I get it. It might be a bit of a stretch or a bit of a reach, but I'm just trying to think, what if I was Skepta? Where would I? Why am I doing this sort of chess move? But I don't know. I listened to a lot of the disses, and I didn't really have a problem with them. I thought they're okay. The ones that Skepta done, I mean, they're okay. The ones that Joyner done were okay. I mean, there are a couple other ones that come out of the UK, and I thought it's getting a bit weird now. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want this whole thing to get to a point where we've spent so many years gaining the respect and getting artists to a point where they're starting to have global recognition in the mainstream, and now we're going back to being seen as like, sort of like biting the hand that feeds us, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
work, so we honestly, I think we would have been where we was like 10 years ago if we didn't have this sort of selfish mentality of, I'm just gonna go and make these sort of selfish decisions and not think about the artists that are coming after me, because there's so many new generations that are going to benefit from the relationships that Central C builds, the relationships that Dave builds. And it creates tension, whether we admit it or not. It definitely creates tension, because Skepta's a very big artist, and for him
Yeah.
to say, we're all better than you is crazy to me, because music's completely subjective. What one person recognizes as a gifted individual might not matter to someone else. Someone might think Mike Righteous isn't all that great, all that multi-syllable rhyming fast stuff, like doesn't really. I just prefer it when people are got a cool voice and a nice chill, and you know, glide on a beat differently, like. And that's fair. That's all. That's the beauty of art. It's for the beauty's like in the eyes of the person beholding it.
Yeah.
So I had this outlook, I had this thing, and the reason I got so upset with Big Zoo is because I
It's like,
just,
what the fuck?
to me, that was a big mockery, because
Yeah.
you took it right one step way too far, because you had this whole side of Skepta's argument. They don't take us seriously. They think we're some sort of comedy act. They laugh at our accent. They think we're all like man's not hot and stuff. Then you got this guy Big Zoo just proving him right, like proving
Fact.
his point. Like you just
Yeah.
came through and made us all, because you did do a parody track. It wasn't taken 100% serious. Like it wasn't like, you look at Big Zoo's Just Lose It disc and you listen to like the tunes that I dropped, the Duck Duck Goose or the Pasta tune. There was a level of like intensity there where you can tell like, I don't like what you just did.
Yeah.
I think with Big Zoo, there was none of that. It wasn't. It was just purely, I'm gonna diss you just to make some
Like some
noise. We're gonna get
satire
on.
type
Yeah,
shit.
we're gonna.
Yeah.
And then it pissed me off even more when he got his little can of water and was like, "And I've got my water in a can." I was like, "Boom, freeze frame. That's it. That was it for
Yeah.
you, wasn't it? That was you promoting your stupid water in a can. It ain't about the UK." And then it comes back to this whole like selfish mindset of you just set people back like 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about the generations after you. And then it just upset me, and I thought I got to rectify this. So I'm gonna
That was tough, bro.
I want
That
to try and
was.
show America that we've got some skill here.
I think that the real ones know. You know what I mean? I think at the end
Yeah.
of the day, this it's gonna be here today and gone tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna be that serious for most, but for those that take it serious, I definitely understand that perspective. And I mean, you guys shed a lot of light on to me. You and Gigs giving your perspective on like the whole Skepta approach. It's kind of like he's not qualified to even do this given to the genre of
Mm,
music he comes
mm,
from. But personally for me, I think he held his own against Joyner. I don't want it to end. You know what I mean?
mm,
I like being a fan. We never had
mm.
this spot where it's ever been, regardless of like, where it came from or like the truth behind it. It definitely comes across as a clout chase. You know what I mean? That's what it
Yeah,
comes
I can
across
see that.
as.
I can see that for sure, for sure.
But
Because it don't make sense from a business standpoint, from a respect the UK standpoint, which was their whole argument that they were standing on.
yeah, yeah,
Like, there's a lot of clashes in the UK that could have generated like a lot of hype. Like, grime artists are notorious for clashing, and they created some of the biggest moments in like British grime culture or hip hop
yeah.
culture, and it's been great for what we do over here.
Hmm.
Um, I just think if you really wanted to get like, Skepta's in a position where he's been on Playboy Carti's album, he's on Central C's album. Like, you get on these albums,
Yeah,
and that's
so
your
like he's
time
kind of
to.
contradicting himself by even having this approach because he's already crossed over.
Crazy to me, man. It don't make no sense. Like, it does baffle me just trying to figure out. Like, I don't want to think about it too much, because I'm like putting myself in this person's shoes. Like, what's he even thinking? Like, what does he really think? Like,
It's a
I
clout chase
can't.
though, straight up though, just to
Mm,
get more attention.
I
That's
think
what
you
it
could. I
is.
think
That's
you're
what it
right,
is.
man.
The bare bones
I,
of it, man. But
I think you're right, bro.
regardless, I'm glad we got whatever this is, man. At this
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
where do you think it's gonna go from here, though? You think anything else is gonna? Zoo is definitely not gonna respond to you. He not fucking with you. He don't know what the fuck to do with that shit, bro.
Bro,
It's
I
like
was
disemboweled, bro.
sometimes I wake up and I'm like, maybe today,
Yeah.
he'll say something.
I'm
But
hoping
no,
like
that,
somebody else taps in just to keep it
yeah,
going, bro, because it's been fun, dog.
yeah,
And
it's been fun. I know a lot of people have said like some of the best stuff to come out of this is like the Mike Righteous and the
bruh,
ambush music and the
yeah,
it's
I'm dead ass like it's not just because you here, bro, but it's like the
mm,
verses you drop have definitely been the most fucking vicious ones out the whole shit. I mean,
yeah,
I like Joyner and Skepta's second round for sure, man. But you can tell it's really there's nothing pure. It's just for shits and giggles. You know what I'm saying? Just for the
Yeah,
show.
it just felt completely manufactured. Like it
Yeah,
was just
facts. But you
no
can tell
truth
that
in
your
it.
energy's coming from a real place, man. So
Yeah,
that's what differentiates it for me. Where
yeah.
you know it's real passion there,
I
and
think that's the thing with what I was saying a second ago is like the intention and the reason. Like I had intention and reason, and that's why it come out like that. And
mhm,
regardless of what Skepta says, I just think the intention was false and the reason wasn't like uh, didn't really have no legs to stand on. Like it wasn't really a genuine reason. It was just sort of made up in your head. Like, I'm gonna
yeah,
go
you
with
should
this. I'm
fucking
gonna
just
go with
shoot
this
one of
thing. You,
Skepta and fuck it.
yeah, it don't make no sense.
I said you should shoot a track at Skepta then.
Oh, is that what you said?
Really get
Damn,
this
bro.
shit going, dog.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not everyone. Here's the thing, like I've I don't think it would make any difference whether I did or didn't. I
Mhm.
think people have got their opinions of me now, and it's just one of them battles that I'll have to get over in my head. And like I know there's going to be there's a whole community in the culture in the United Kingdom of music that don't mess with me, are never going to mess with me. So they'd expect if I'd done a tune about Skepta, they're going to be the ones that hate on it anyway.
Yeah,
And the people that mess with me, they want me to diss everyone, bro. They're
yeah,
saying get them all, just get them
yeah,
all, Mike, just
yeah.
please, because they know when I do, it's like a thing of like I know what it will do for my music. I know it will do for my brand. Like I've seen the numbers of my last two videos compared to my last load of videos, but I just have to battle with this thing with me is that I ain't actually like a mad guy or a bad person or a hateful individual or someone that really wants to attack someone's character.
Is
But
that
it's
the
in
narrative though? It's shocking to me that that's the fucking narrative that you just some I don't know some black sheep that just wants to destroy everybody. That's the narrative.
I don't think it's a narrative, but I just think people know I'm capable of doing it. So
Yeah,
they kind of want me to
yeah,
because it's fun for them to watch. And they also know I've got the capability to pretty much go against any eyes in the
hmm
UK. So they kind of want it's just like Mike, just show them, man. Just go
yeah,
out there and just show everyone like you could do this. I mean, from the minute this UK US thing started, I had people messaging me every day, Mike, just murk everyone in the America.
yeah.
And it just made no
But that
sense to
was
me. Like
that wouldn't make no sense given the type of person you are, bro. Like
no,
that's not you. I
go
was
on.
thinking more along the lines of you just uh rapping about or standing on business, like rapping about, you know, how passionate you are and like pretty much being a gatekeeper of real hip hop to UK, like that type of
Mm.
lens. You know what I'm saying? Not really like trying to big
To
zoo
be honest,
somebody, bro.
it to be honest, it's coming.
Yeah.
This is the next angle now. Like I do want to capitalize on the fact that you know, thanks to everyone reacting to the tracks that I dropped recently, my subscribers has gone up, the numbers have gone up, the eyes are there, and I've got a lot of other things that I talk about that I want to
Yeah.
direct the traffic to, but
Absolutely.
I don't want the buzz to sort of just fade away. So I do want to keep up this energy, and I have, like I said it in the message that I commented on your video, like this has renewed like a belief in myself that there's still a fight, there's still something to fight for here.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Just the
in due
next move
time,
is the difficult
yeah,
one though. It's like playing chess. You
yeah,
got to figure out the best direction to go and market. So I get it, but you definitely got to keep it going while the iron is hot,
I
because
think
you
so,
got it
man.
right now, bro. And then
Yeah,
whatever you drop is definitely gonna get views, dog. I know personally for me, bro. When I see Mike tapped in, bro, I was like, oh shit, because I hadn't heard from you in so fucking long on some
I know,
bulldog shit like this, bro.
I
So
know.
um,
Yeah,
I was fucking geeked. Like I knew your ass. Like bro, I'm glad some motherfuckers
yeah,
tapped back in, bro.
man. Yeah, and I appreciate that so much, man. Like
Yeah,
even to down to the reactions back in 2019, you was
yeah,
reacting and stuff, and
yeah,
prior,
yeah,
and
yeah, man.
it's always been a massive help to what I do. But yeah, you're completely right. Like I've gotten this time now to think what the next move is, but the angle that I went with the Big Zoo stuff is an angle that I can just keep going with without even targeting Big Zoo because
Mhm.
the toxicity exists and it's damaging to not just us as rappers but us as people, our young people that are going to grow and lead the next generation of young people. And these artists that are out here lying on record and talking about a life they don't live, and they're selling these artists a life they do. They're selling the public a
Yeah,
lie, but they don't have to reap none of the
the
uh,
consequences.
consequences of their lies.
Mhm.
They can they're somewhere with their feet up earning money from this stuff, while people are in the UK like dealing with the consequences of knife crime, and they're dealing with the consequences of no fathers in the home and stuff. So, and it's just a lack of education, a lack of
Yeah.
truth, a lack of righteousness. And I hate to use that word because I just call myself my righteous and stuff, but it's true. Like
But
we're
what
at a
you,
time where we do kind of need the voice for that.
yeah, what you preaching on is everything wrong with the world and in general, man.
It's
You
true,
know,
and I'm genuinely passionate about it, and that's why it comes across like that in my music. And I think that's why people gravitate to the music, is because they can hear it. They hear it in me, and it's a level of just like all the lyrics are right. Like, okay, I've spent a long time studying rap and studying the art and figuring out how to wordplay and stuff, but it does happen pretty much naturally as well because I care so much.
yeah,
And I think as long as I have that gift, it is a terrible crime to waste it.
absolutely, bro. You robbing yourself and robbing the audience, man. So
Yeah,
I guess I'm glad this is striking some more inspiration into you, man. Because it's I
definitely,
know you
man.
need it, but it's definitely needed, bro. Because
Hmm.
we don't have much rappers out there like that. Any at
Yeah,
all. On top of my head,
yeah.
only one I can think about is like a Kendrick, but he's so gone in the industry. I don't even really know where his head is for real, for real.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, bro, you be selling yourself entirely short if you weren't to capitalize on this moment right now,
Yeah,
man. So I'm anxious to see what you
yeah,
got next. And bro, like one thing you don't know me, bro, but I'm as humble and cool as they come, bro. So you need anything from me to help or assist in whatever direction you're going, dog, you just let me know, bro. I got you.
I mean, I appreciate that so much, bro. Like, honestly, hand on my heart, it's been one of those where I've never looked for handouts. I've never asked for handouts, but the support and the recognition is like it goes so far. Like it's it's so humbling, bro. I could shed a
Yeah.
tear because it genuinely means so much to me. Like,
I mean, your shit connects, bro. It's not.
mm,
It's no cap in your rap, dog. And
mm,
we don't come across no shit like that. The whole everybody knows the industry is fucking fake,
yeah,
and more of the same is going on over there, bro. Which
yeah,
doesn't
man,
surprise me at all. And that's I'm big on standing on against the bullshit and whatever area it is, rap, politics, money, women, men, everything, dogs.
yeah.
We on the same wavelength as far as that. So
I
anything
do.
true and organic and that's out here to help people, I'm always behind it.
I think we're the counter to all of that toxic culture and like I said, the toxic celebrity culture and the worship of excess and the and the real corruption in media these days. The
Yeah,
lies there, the propaganda, the force of advertisement, the fakery. We are the counter to all that. Like we create our own media platforms, and I think it's important that we do support each other and we do try and help each other because that's how every boat floats. We just when the tide rises, every single boat floats.
absolutely, bro. Absolutely, dog. This question shifting gears a little bit, but I just want to know where your head is as far as
Mhm.
UK hip hop. Um, like before you started rapping
Mm,
for real, who were your like who I guess they probably have changed, or who was like your Mount Rushmore of UK back in the day
yeah.
when you was a pup?
Okay. Okay. No, I'd like this question. I got a guy you should check out, and I don't know if you do know him, but you might know him. His name's Skinny Man.
I'm about to write
So
it down now.
Skinny Man is old school. Like he's 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 past veteran status now.
Hmm.
Like you see him do videos now, he could be he could be your pops for real. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's that age. Like
yeah,
no, not to do, but he was the first one for me to really show me what could be done with music, like, and just, man, his album was like a journey. He wrote this album called Council of State of Mind, and he's just one of them anomalies that never done another album, never done an album before it. It was Skinny Man's debut album, and it just blew up the whole UK. And this was, damn, it was, I can't tell you what year for sure. I think it was like the 2000s, but early. And he was just doing things that hadn't been done before. And his rap style, the passion, the truth, the, man, he's definitely up there. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's one song in particular, F the Hook. I don't know if we can swear on here, so I'll just say F the Hook.
You can cuss.
Okay, you got to check out Fuck
Yeah,
the Hook,
fuck the hook.
because that's an amazing track. And Day to Day Basis. So I don't know if you want to write them down, check them.
Yeah, I'm
But
typing them down now.
if you've got time in your own time, check out the album Council of State of Mind, because it really embodies like the life of a British youth or someone typically growing up in England. It paints such an artistic picture in a way that like Nas Illmatic did for the life of a general person like growing up in New York at that time. Like it was the
Okay.
equivalent of like real these, to me, rappers are like poets. They're like Shakespearean.
Yeah.
They're the modern day Shakespeares of our time. They depict life. They reflect the times in their music, and that's what I love the most. So yeah, without ranting too hard, like Skinny Man's on there for sure. Um, Actually, I'm gonna give props to Wiley,
Okay.
because Wiley, I mean, these are guys that have been,
Doing it forever.
they give birth to this stuff.
Yeah.
They literally have a ripple effect of people they've sorted out, they've fixed up, they put on, who have put on so many, and they've been in the game so long that they must have, through their actions and through the people they've helped, there's other people that they've helped, that then they've helped, that then
Yeah.
they've helped, and they've been responsible for thousands. Like we're we're all these, we're the children, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys are the general kings of rap,
That's
they're the
tough.
fathers. So and Wiley can genuinely really spit, and it
Yeah.
seems like he's getting better with age. Like,
The
so
only I'm
Wiley's
familiar with Wiley was when he was going back and forth with Stormzy. I never really dove into his catalog. Yeah.
I mean, he ain't always come off the best in beefs. I don't know if that's something he does on purpose, but
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
But
had
that's
a
different
lot of
though.
people
That's
send for
definitely
him, man.
different. Yeah.
Everyone at some point has sent for Wiley, and I think he enjoys it. I think he's
Yeah.
like the step ladder to success. Like, time to send for Wiley now. I've always kept respectful. I've always respected Wiley,
Yeah.
but he's definitely on there. I mean, he's responsible for the Dizzy Rascals, the Kanos, the Skeptors, the Boy Better Knows, like all of them. They all got to bow their heads
That's
before
tough.
Wiley for sure. But then now we're talking like grime and stuff, but I'm always true to like UK hip hop. I came up off hip hop. I studied American hip hop, American artists before I was even introduced to grime, before I was introduced to UK hip hop. And when I was introduced to UK hip hop, it was through a rap crew called the Craftsmen.
Mm-hmm.
They're real underground, but they had a like an underground cult-esque following, where
Mm-hmm.
if you knew about them, you was in the know. And I managed to find out from my brother, who just come out of jail, and he was playing me the CD. He said, Rocky, you got to listen to this. Rocky's my name, by the way. He said, you got to listen to this CD. It's this guy called Frantic Frank and the Craftsman. So Frantic Frank and the Craftsman just sounds crazy. And he played me the CD, and it's just like, just, just, just pure savagery, just passionate. No, it's the first time I ever heard someone rap like this in the style you sort of hear me rap, because that's where I
Mm-hmm.
started really developing my sound. I wanted to become like the Craftsman. I wanted to
Yeah.
sound like the
They
Craftsman.
putting pain on your pain and your
They're
rap.
really going in,
Yeah.
really showing that aggression, that
Yeah.
spiteful, that channeling that. And I thought, damn, I want to be like these guys.
That's
And I've
tough.
worked so hard my whole career to try and match their energy. It's crazy. Like that's a whole nother story. But he then I then had the opportunity to meet Frank, and it was a crazy story because he just so happened to be one of my favorite rappers. And when I say like I looked up to this guy and his penmanship, I was getting in my head, like as a younger, thinking, I don't think like I'm gonna be able to be this good. Like a young footballer who's looking at Messi, thinking,
Yeah.
I'll just never be able to do that. Like, and I was in this headspace. I kept working on my craft to try and be like the best. And at a point where I was getting so much respect, like locally, where I was young and I had these crazy lyrics, and people would meet me and they'd hear me rap and they couldn't believe that a 16-year-old was coming out with these lyrics. I had friends in the local area in the community that would come over and visit me, and we'd just cipher in my old house. And one of these guys from my local area was like, "Oh, I got a cousin who's down from Brixton in London." And obviously, I live in Kent. I'm nowhere near London. So he kept saying to me, my cousin's down from Brixton. He's on bail. He's not allowed in London anymore. He wants to like, he's got nothing to do around here. Like I said, we'll come around yours and we'll cipher. And I'm like, yeah, cool. We'll do that. We'll do that. And it never happened. It never happened. And then one day these guys just come to my house, this boy, Victor, and he bring his cousin, and his cousin was Frank,
That's tough.
the guy that I'd been listening to like religiously for 2 years, and
Crazy.
I couldn't believe it. This guy just
That's
showed up at my
crazy.
door. It was like the equivalent of Eminem just turning up at my
Yeah.
door, like, because
That's
that's where I was
crazy.
at with the right.
Random
This
as
guy,
fuck.
it was crazy, Steve. You don't understand, man. Like this for me, this was confirmation from a higher power, just saying,
Yeah.
"I got
That's a
you.
way.
You're on this. This journey's yours. Like you want
Yeah.
it, we're gonna do it." And I was at. It wasn't like I was still at that point when my lyrics were undeveloped. I was really developed now to a point where I wasn't mimicking this style, but I turned it into my own style. So by the time he'd heard me rap, he was like, "Oh, this guy's like a little mini me. Like I want to take this guy under my wing
Yeah.
and really." And he had so much respect in the London scene that he started taking me to London, introducing me to artists like Loki, and Loki would introduce me to other artists like Skinny Man, and where I was just 16 years old. And I'll tell you one lyric I had, Stevie. I had this lyric called "The Pen," and I wrote this lyric because I studied Nas, and I studied songs like "I Gave You Power" and "Rewind," and the perspective raps. You know, where they rap from the perspective of things and
Hmm.
people, and I had this song called "The Pen," which was a perspective rap, but it was from the perspective of a pen,
Yeah.
and it was a 16-year-old, and I looked 12, bro. I looked young, like,
That's the
and
video. I don't know. You look like a little baby, but I don't know how old
that's
you
the
are in
video.
the videos.
You've seen the video with the bald
Yeah.
head, right?
Yeah.
And that's the lyric, "The Pen." And I remember everywhere I go, like Frank would be like, "Bro, spit this guy the pen," and I'd spit the pen, and people couldn't believe it, man. They were shocked. And then I'd meet Loki, and Loki would be like, "Spit this guy the pen." And I remember one time Immortal Technique was performing in London, and they threw me on stage from out of nowhere. And they were like, "Just rap the pen, man." And I'd spit this thing a cappella, and it would just make like crowds go crazy. But anyway,
That's crazy, bro. That's a dope ass
Frank,
story.
Frank's really responsible for helping me out a lot, man. And the crazy thing was, like, I started getting a lot of attention in music before Frank did. Like really in like the freestyle scene and the music scene. And then Frank sort of came after. Like he started breaking into more like mainstream rap culture because he changed his name to English Frank, so he weren't Frantic Frank. And then we were sort of like a little dynamic duo, like English Frank and Mike
Yeah.
Righteous would just turn. We had the whole UK scene on lock at one point. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't mess with us. Like,
That's fire.
but he's on the Mount Rushmore for sure. And
Where is he now?
oh man, he just vanished, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still in contact with him. I'm still cool with him. We still speak, but it's one of them. Like, I think he isn't the kind of rapper I am. He's
Mm.
not ultra political. He doesn't. I feel like he loves music, um, and he's done so much in music. But I think he knows that when it comes to doing music, it's very time consuming. It can cost a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can earn very little. And as a man with kids and a family, like
Yeah. Yeah. I get
he got other he's got other things to do.
it. Yeah. I
Unfortunately, you
get
know
it.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he ain't
Yeah.
with the games. Like he ain't with none of these games. He
Yeah.
ain't into the dissing thing. Like he's someone
Yeah.
that shows up at your house. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so. Yeah, man. A crazy MC, and even another artist, Logic. The UK Logic
I'm about to
anyway.
say, not Logic over here.
No,
No
no, no.
shade.
We've got a Logic of our own.
Yeah,
We've got a Logic of our own, and again, he's like, one thing all these people have in common that I'm mentioning is they're all like, they fathered this thing.
yeah,
Yeah, they're the reason we could be here. They laid the foundation so we can, and I just pay homage to them because without them there'd be none of us.
yeah.
They birthed the styles, they opened the doors, um, they made this game what it is, so we can copy that and take it to higher levels.
That's tough, bro. I'm definitely gonna peep these. I don't know. Only one I know is Wiley, but I'm
Yeah,
definitely
man,
some
check them out,
research
bro.
on the crazy.
We're talking old school stuff as
Yeah,
well, man.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, bro.
hopefully that opens the door for a rabbit hole, and you can just start digging into them old archives of UK
Yeah,
rap because I think you're going to be surprised where it's evolved from.
yeah. I've had this take for a minute. Um, as far as UK's writing ability, bro. 'Cause I believe that UK fans, like hip hop fans, are much more submerged in lyricism and cadences and schemes than America fans are, just based on the spotlight that the industry puts on hip hop. Seems like
Mm.
over there in the UK, y'all put more spotlight on rapping. So with this whole that's Joyner Skepta UK beef, that's what I was really excited for that for
Mm.
Americans specifically to see, the lyrical prowess that y'all guys have, man.
Mhm.
Because I've been thoroughly impressed ever since I was introduced to it by.
So what did you think of
the-
this, the Skepta diss track? Do you think any of the diss tracks showed that level of
no,
what you hoped they could,
no,
of what you've seen from the UK?
absolutely not. But my thing was, I was hoping that some other, like you tapped in. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that other. And no shade to Skepta, bro. Like everybody, it gets so butthurt and so emotional about people's
Yeah,
opinion on anything. Like Skepta,
yeah.
he's a. I seen his Fire in the Booth. I believe I was his Fire in the Booth or something like 9 years ago, and he was going off like broken, fucking rap. And I'm not
Mhm.
really
You can.
that knowledgeable about the differences between grime and UK hip hop, but like I think Gigs he said that like Getz and Chip were grime rappers, but like they're like two of the nicest rappers I've heard out of the UK. So that was interesting to me. But
Mm.
as far as like the Skepta Joyner thing, I didn't really have any expectations for Skeptics. I'm not that knowledgeable about him, man, but I was just hoping that other people from the UK would tap in so they could really like, showcase what
Mm.
UK is all about lyrically, man. So that's
Mm.
one reason why, like I said, I was excited to see that you had tapped in.
Yeah,
Even with Joyner, like Joyner didn't go as crazy as
it
I
was
thought he
crazy.
was
Yeah,
going to.
it was very strange because these are two people that definitely have the capability to do unthinkable things, like
Yeah,
when it comes to music. So even Joyner, like he's like one of the most conceptualizing rappers when it comes to creativeness
yeah, getting
and
outside the
flows.
box.
And I
Yeah.
think this battle rap thing's different though, man.
I
And
mean, the Tory Joyner thing was fire. It was more entertaining than this Skepta UK thing, but
it was it was
um,
Tory's one of the best in my opinion. Like
he's underrated.
he can really rap.
Yeah,
He
he's
can really
underrated.
rap.
He can do everything.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I definitely think he's one of the most underrated, most slept on, and I think it's an absolute crime what is going on with him. Like
yeah,
quite literally, it's
yeah.
criminal what they're doing to him. But damn, yeah, man, yeah, Skepta didn't show up, man. I don't think Joyner showed up. I'll tell you who showed up. All the fans. It just became like a stand war. Like who's? It don't matter. It doesn't. You're just blinded
That by your
by
bias.
blinded by your bias is crazy, bro. And that's why you get people in the comments. It just the irrational part of your mind has completely taken over the wheel and it's gone
Yeah,
mad.
yeah, yeah. Do you
Fun
think
to
it's a
see.
rap now though? Do you think anybody else is gonna tap in?
I don't think so. I don't think
Mm,
so. I don't
yeah.
know. I think it's done. I don't think Joyner will reply. I think it's odd. I think the song did warrant a reply because out of all of them, that was probably the best one, the very last Skepta one.
I didn't like it at all.
You didn't like it at all?
Nah. I'm not gonna say I
Yeah.
didn't like it at all, but I preferred his second round over his third. And now
Mhm.
and now I put my reaction out to it, and I got fucking torched in the comments, bro.
Really,
Yeah, but
really.
I mean,
Yeah, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah. To
I
be
just
honest,
I wasn't rapping.
I had a listen to it once, and I listened to it again. I did like the scheme with
Battle rappers.
the name dropping of the battle rappers. I thought it was good. I don't think it was like incredible in a
Mhm.
sense of like it wasn't really said in a way that it was like super woven into the lyrics,
And
but
I
it
didn't
was
like
still
his
like
flow at all. I didn't like the way he
mm,
was rapping. Like he
mm,
rapped better in the second round as well. And then that's what
yeah,
really separates things to me when comparing the two artists, because Joyner he can rap so well, like his
yeah,
flows and his enunciation and his tone and all that, man. It's just so much more crispy than Skepta. And that's
yeah.
him being UK has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like he
Mhm.
know how people sound well
I think
when
there's
they're
this
rapping.
whole idea, especially in the grime clashing culture, that you've got 24 hours to respond. Like the faster you do it, the more impressive it looks. But
Yeah.
I just don't think you should be rushing that type of
Nah,
shit. Like,
hell no.
think
Once
about
it's
your
out there, it's
lyrics.
out
Like,
there. Yeah.
yeah, I think that might be what happened with Skepta slightly. Like he was just coming out with the first thing and saying that's good enough. Let's put that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
think it is in battle. I think you have to. You're preparing for war. You're preparing for battle. Like
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
to think about this stuff. You got to think about the angles they're going to come back with. It's real chess, and I don't think there was
Yeah.
really much of that going on. So yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't great on either part.
You're right
It's
about the fans. Really, the fans versus each other, man. That's what was really
mm,
gassing the whole thing, bro.
I don't know. I think we got to blame Kendrick and Drake for that, man. It's gone crazy. Like I see a tweet the other day, and someone said, "You know, you can like them both, right?" And
Yeah.
it must have just blew people's minds. Like,
Nah, we don't live in that world right now, bro. It's
nah,
tribal than a motherfucker, dog. Either with me or fuck you. That's it.
yeah, because everybody needs enemies so they can
Yeah,
feel right.
facts.
You got
Facts.
enemies you can feel right. I've got someone to
Yeah,
fight against. I've got a point. I can be right about something. That's
yeah,
also people are so desperate to be right. I like being humbled sometimes. I desperately want to be wrong sometimes because there's learning in that. Like I crave education. Like I want to learn. Like
yeah.
show me I'm wrong.
But bro, that's everything wrong with the world, though, bro. Like everything. This is
And
like
then we're
the.
back here again.
I'm saying what that is, though, bro. Like
It's true, man.
no one
It's
wants to
true.
disagree. Like we can agree to disagree, but since I don't agree with you, then I'm the worst person ever. I mean, I'm all this shit, dog. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Mm,
fucking good old social media, brother. We can blame
yeah.
that for that.
And there's so much. There's so much going on. There's so many different topics of discussion where you can pick a side, I can pick a side, but I believe that we should always be able to communicate about stuff like with rationality and
Mhm.
discuss things, and then we see where we can get, and we see how we can we learn about the perspectives. We grow to learn about your indifference, your perspective, and it might even get to the point where okay, we don't agree, but I'm gonna have to respect where you're coming from, and that's in all aspects of like um dispute, I
Yeah,
guess. But it's just not like that. People, again, I just think people let their irrational mindsets take over, and
I'm
it
gonna
just becomes like,
I'm gonna go much more deep on that, man. Uh,
mm,
it's all part of the game, bro. It's the elites playing us like a bunch of fucking puppets, bro. You know what I'm saying?
it's
Over
true.
here,
Yeah,
Geppetto and everybody, and
yeah.
having manipulated us so much so that we're unable to formulate that type of mind frame, bro. We're all going at each other's throats because that's how they playing us against each other, and that's the whole plot to
It's the
keep
easiest
everybody
way.
distracted and under control.
It's the
Right?
easiest way to gain dominion over a group is divide
Yep.
them first.
Yep.
Have them
Yep.
arguing about themselves, and then they don't see what you're up to.
Absolutely. Yep. Arguing about a bunch of bullshit too. Sitting here hating
Yeah,
people over a fucking song. You
crazy
know
man.
what I mean? So that's the war we fighting, bro.
It's too far. It's gone too far. I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I have a set of beliefs now, and I don't know, maybe my passion's been reignited, but I genuinely think I could die for this stuff. And I'm just saying it from the real from the purest part of my soul. Like
Mhm.
to me, that would be an honor
Yeah.
because that's when people start to realize, like, oh, there's actually people out there that care that much, that fight for something, that they will die for something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all good saying you'll fight for something, but will you die for it?
Yeah.
And man, like, I'm uh I'm a product of this life that is blessed, that I'm blessed to have. And I want to see it continue, and I want to see it thrive, and I don't want to see it destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like what we're doing with our life. We got this thing completely wrong. This idea of existence, like the 1% controlling almost all of the world's wealth while the world lives in poverty, and we celebrate that. It's like, it's the it's like you say, man. We yeah, yeah.
Everybody's sheep though, bro. Everybody needs to realize they're being played, man,
Mm,
and be pissed off at the fact that you're sheep. They look at us as sheep. You know what I mean? And so much so is when you wake up like a Mike Righteous, you get demonized for waking up and trying to show everybody else that y'all are fucking sleep. But that's just part of the whole plot of
of
having
course.
us manipulated
That's
to the point where we demonize people like you're trying to help people.
and that's the thing I was saying at the beginning about holding the mirror up to people, is it does make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
And it's not even a case of they think I can't rap, or they think my music ain't great. It's just, it makes them feel uncomfortable, so it's easier just to deflect and say, this
yeah,
guy don't know what he's doing.
yeah,
But yeah, they're
yeah,
sheep, man. They're
yeah,
sacrificial lamb.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what they
yeah.
are, man. It's a shame, really, because there's so much strength and unity and power in numbers, and it's just, how are we being played by such a minority? Like, if we really took over and revolutionized how we do things and how we do everything, it would reflect in how we do anything. It would reflect in absolutely everything. But I have faith. Like, I'm not a complete pessimist or someone who's like, oh, it's over, it's done. Like, I like to believe there's hope for all humanity, and it's just a case of people like us continuing the work we do, the counter work.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm of the mind of just changing one person's mind or just bringing a different perspective or just entertaining another another part is a win, bro. Because I do believe we're too far gone at this point for it to be a shift in the masses to fix anything. We're just going to continue getting worse, especially with AI and the more technology and advancements we get. We're going to become more blind and more easily controlled, man. So I'm just of the mind of waking one person up at a time, just to
Yeah.
save those lives, bro. And it all helps. It
Yeah,
all
it
helps.
definitely does. It definitely
Yeah.
does. It does contribute. It adds up when there's a lot of individuals taking the same stance, and it's way easier to it it accumulates to the wider change. But yeah, man, there's a lack of understanding, emotional intelligence, and intelligence in general. And
Yeah.
people, I can't believe it when people believe AI and they show me things. I'm like, that's AI. That's fake, bro. It's mad. I even see on a Joe Rogan podcast that Joe Rogan's a smart guy. Like, I watched his podcast the other day where he was listening to a AI quote from a famous martial artist, and he thought it was real. And he's like, "Can you believe what he's saying?" And I'm like, that's not real. And it just gone viral over the internet because
No,
this guy was,
it's gonna get so much worse, bro. After this, I'm gonna send you some shit, dog, because that
yeah,
I'm tapped
please,
in.
man.
I'm tapped in wholeheartedly to AI behind the scenes, bro, and the shit that's
You're
out
gonna
there
have,
is
you're gonna
fucking
have to educate me, bro. You're gonna have to
scary.
educate me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not too clued up on it all, but I would definitely want to know.
yeah, yeah. I got you, bro. I
Yeah.
got you, man. So I don't say what's next because you don't you still formulating that idea, man. But
Mm.
I just want to have the audience eager and anticipating what to expect from Righteous next.
I think it's important we keep this energy for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely, I'm inspired by this conversation. I'm inspired by the energy around me at the moment, and I can feel it, even though I'm still doing my normal regular thing. Like,
Mm,
I can feel the eyes on what we're doing, and it's given me like um the sense of revival that I think I need to just pursue this angle that we're discussing. Like,
mm.
I really want to make some changes. If I can help one person with the music and really call out this stuff and just do, I think at the moment, like I was always kind of doing that. Um, but it just got, it grew. I started growing tired of the fact that it wasn't being reciprocated. But now there's this whole energy of like, oh, we want to see you do it now. Like
Hmm.
we're ready for it now. So
Hmm.
I think it's just a matter of every dog has his day, and some dogs have two. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I've just mine's just come back around,
yeah.
and I just need to continue doing what I do best. I think,
Let's
and
get it.
and keep the buzz going. So yeah, you can definitely. I'm not going to leave it too long before I'm back and I'm shouting my mouth off about some other shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But we need it, bro. You can see there's a
Yeah.
damn thirst for it right now. Motherfuckers
Mm-hmm.
want to hear the truth, bro. So
That's what I'm talking about,
let's
man.
get to work, big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
man.
man, I really appreciate the conversation, man. I honestly like I said, like it means the world to me, man. And we got to definitely stay in touch. And
For sure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
All right,
It's
bro.
been a pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir, man.
And I know you're tapped in with the UK stuff, but just on a lighter note, yeah. How's the accent for you? Like, is it
It's
been a
easier.
struggle or is it
It's much
fine?
easier now. Before it was busting my ass. Like five. When I first started, it was kicking my ass, bro.
Bro, I got to put you
Um,
onto some Scottish rappers.
oh, hell no, bro. I can't even hear them. I can't understand when they talk,
You ain't
uh,
ready for the Scottish rappers, man.
bro.
I,
I'm
I don't.
scared.
I'm not even ready for the Scottish
Yeah,
rappers.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's much easier for me now, man. But that's
Mm,
gonna be a uphill battle for other American listeners.
mhm.
Most
I
motherfuckers are
know.
lazy when they
I
listen,
know.
so they gotta
I
try to
know.
decipher our accent too. That's why it's best y'all had them captions up there so they can really,
Yeah,
get
I
what
had to
y'all
do
putting
that, bro.
down. You
I
got
had to
to.
do that.
You got to.
Um,
Yeah, bro.
we're so grateful for you, though, bro. And I
Yeah,
speak on
man.
behalf of my community and stuff. Like, man, what you've done for the culture is crazy over here,
Yeah,
man. I
man.
don't think you understand, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not sure, but it's worth just saying, man. We really appreciate what you do.
Well, I appreciate y'all keeping us busy, bro.
Thanks, man.
All right, big dog.
Nice one, brother.
Is there? I'll holler at you.
We'll speak again soon, yeah?
For sure.
Nice one, champ.
Is there?